Our team at NHS Resolution appreciate that this may be a difficult time for you and your family, and we hope to answer some of your questions. Who are NHS Resolution? We are an organisation responsible for managing clinical negligence claims brought against the NHS in England. Our role includes sharing learning for improvement and preserving resources for patient care. What is clinical negligence? Clinical negligence is an act or failure to act in a clinical setting that does not meet the level of care expected, resulting in injury or loss. What is NHS Resolution's early notification scheme? Clinicians and lawyers work together to proactively investigate circumstances where babies have sustained specific brain injuries at birth to determine if clinical negligence has caused the harm. The scheme provides an early investigation into the care you received using legal tests and provides compensation where clinical negligence has occurred. The scheme helps to ensure that steps are taken to learn whilst working collaboratively to improve maternity and neonatal care. What is the EN scheme criteria for investigation? Babies who meet the criteria must have been born following a labour at 37 weeks gestation or more. They must also have an abnormal MRI brain scan showing evidence of intrapartum hypoxic ischemic encephalopathy, or HIE. In rare circumstances, we may consider that a review is needed where your baby has not met this criteria due to other specific clinical factors. Babies who are born by elective caesarean section and babies who have sadly died within the first week of life, 0 to 6 days, are not included within the scheme. What is the EN scheme investigation process? The Trust will report a baby's birth which meets the scheme criteria to NHS Resolution. We will agree with you how often and by what means you would like to be contacted by us. If you instruct your own lawyers at any point, we will then communicate with them rather than with you directly. Once received, the hospital shares your completed maternity and newborn safety investigations, or MNSI report, with us. Details of your baby's MRI scan are checked, and if there is evidence your baby has an intrapartum hypoxic brain injury, then we progress to the next step. We will complete an initial review of your clinical care, then write to you with the outcome. Where there are potential concerns about the care provided that may have caused injury to your baby, we will complete a full legal investigation. If your baby was born after the 1st of October 2023, we will ask for your permission to do this and ask you to send us a signed form permitting us to access additional medical records. Once we have received your permission, we will contact you and explain the next steps. The records are then shared with independent medico-legal experts who provide their view on the care you received using clinical negligence legal tests. The types of experts will vary, but often include a midwife, an obstetrician, a neonatologist, and a neuroradiologist. NHS Resolution will consider the experts' opinions and may meet with them to discuss the care you received. This is to decide whether the care caused or contributed to the injury and whether your baby is entitled to compensation. Documents produced when giving or receiving legal advice are protected under a principle called legal privilege. This means we will not be able to give you copies of the expert reports or other documentation created during the investigation. Legal privilege also applies if you instruct your own lawyers. We will write to you or your lawyer with the outcome of the investigation. This detailed letter will explain whether your care was appropriate and whether or not clinical negligence has been identified. This letter can then be shared with any lawyer you instruct. Please note it may take longer than 18 months to receive this letter if further investigations are needed. Should I obtain my own legal advice? You can seek independent legal advice at any point. Alternatively, you may wish to wait until you have received the outcome of the investigation before considering whether to contact a specialist clinical negligence lawyer about making a claim. We have provided details of organisations that can support you on our website, resolution.nhs.uk. You can contact the NHS Resolution Early Notification Team on telephone number 0207 811 6263, Monday to Friday, or via email at nhsr.enteam@nhs.net.